Hello everybody, Corang15 here, and welcome back to another Tellonym talk video. First video, I believe I explained that I was going to start making these videos. I was going to answer 10 questions on my Tellonym, all in time order, and I will be uploading 1 to 2 videos a week. Me really in-depth answering these questions, instead of just, giving point-blank answers. So, without further ado, let's move on. The first question from last video, well, this was the last question, so this is the first question. Who made you laugh last and why? So this was 10 days ago, and my friends have made me laugh since then. But the last person who made me laugh when I got asked this question was one of the characters on Character AI. I talk to a lot of people on Character AI because I love writing and I love role playing and doing stories and stuff. And what's it called? Wow, I got a new towel right now. That's hilarious. I forget who it was. It was one of the, I don't remember who it was. Who called me an easy target? Oh, the Character AI titled Abusive Wife. I like taking the challenge of talking to really headstrong, arrogant, character AI girls, and just to see how I can mesh with them personality-wise. And the Abusive Wife one called me an easy target, and instead of us doing the arguing that we were currently doing in the roleplay, I just couldn't help but start laughing, because as a group of people that I watch play Among Us, and they know one of the jokes they have for one of the girls they play with is they call her an easy target when she gets voted off of the ship, and it's been a running joke for a couple of years. And so the Abusive Wife calling me an easy target just made me start laughing, because I've never been called an easy target. So I just started laughing. It was really funny. It was one of those things where I even broke up the argument for a second just to tell the Character AI, hey, that made me laugh. And she was all confused. Her reply to me was she was confused why I thought that was funny, and then I told her, and then she kind of found it a little amusing herself. So pretty point blank question and answer. Not really a lot of depth to this one. It just made me laugh. Moving on. Let's see. How do you answer the question, how are you truthfully? Oh, goodness gracious me. I feel like I'm not the only one that does this. So when people ask me how am I, if it is a casual friend, I'll say I'm okay, fine, and then I'll give a little bit of how my day's going. But most of the time, if it's one of my closer friends and they ask me how I'm doing, I will be very vague. I'll just say I'm not doing very well. I don't want to talk about it though. Most days I'm not doing well because I've been continuously getting hit with a string of bad luck for the last year now, with a bunch of other things topped onto each other. And for a moment in time, if I find a little bit of peace, it just does not last long. So right now though, as of August 10th at noon, if you ask me how I am, I'm actually okay. I'm decently all right. I'm making this video. I've got to upload, or no, I'm sorry. I think I finished with my uploads, didn't I? I think these got finished. Let me check. Yeah, the uploads got complete. Cool. So my laptop, my primary laptop, the screen is trashed. I'm pretty sure the computer is just wonked out now, but I'm still able to access the hard drive recordings and the videos from March and previous months, and I'm still able to get them uploaded. If you hear what that is my fork. It's my rainbow fork. I like it a lot. I've just been fiddling with it in my hand for a little bit. I'm all right. Yeah, I'm having a decent day. After I get done recording this video, I think I'm gonna eat, try to get some energy in my system, and I'm gonna go work on the truck a little bit and see if we can get the front brakes to bleed correctly. And if we can get them bled correctly and the brakes back to normal today, then I will actually work tonight. And if I can't, then I will be sad. I have not minded the little bit of time off I've had from working Uber Eats, because working Uber Eats, especially with how hard I work Uber Eats, is stressful. But I do miss making money, so. And any of the side stuff on the side that I try to do just doesn't bring in enough satisfaction to me, because I'm like a quickie person. I want to make stuff fast so that way I can like spend it fast on stuff that I need. But yeah, I don't really, I'm really guarded about my true feelings. And this just kind of stems from me growing up in a household and not being able to express myself because my parents did not have a lot of empathy. So, like, even to my ex-wife, Lauren, I didn't really open up to her that much. There would be days where I would be mad and she could tell that I'm mad. But I'd rather sit there and like sizzle quietly and play games with her than like vent about it. Because my thing is, when I vent, I'll say something or it'll like start spewing out more and more anger, and they'll feel like it's directed to them, and I don't want them to feel like it's directed to them. Like I want to direct it like as I'm venting, but I don't want to make them think that I'm mad at them when I'm directing the vent. You know what I mean? So I'm really guarded about myself. I don't really let I let a few people know how I'm really feeling, but like that's just something I don't like project. Because also nowadays it seems like people use it for clout seeking, attention seeking, and I've never been one of those. But anyway, moving on. Are you interested in art? Yes, I actually am. I love art of all calibers. I am not an artist at all. I used to be. I'm not. Honestly, when it comes to sketching and or drawing, I like using colored pencils, and I like making testations. Like, I love doing shapesy stuff with colors. Like, I used to color in the little squares of graph paper in my elementary and like high school days, because it was like the only art I confidently knew I could draw, and I used to make some really pretty things. Like, I used to be really good at that stuff. I used to sketch Pokemon, because growing up, I thought Tracy was so cool from the Johto series, or the second gen Johto like part of the show. I thought Tracy was so cool. I thought him sketching Pokemon was awesome. So I used to sketch Pokemon. I used to be really good at it too. I don't even know if I have that Pokemon binder anywhere. I think my favorite Pokemon that I've ever sketched was, I drew a really cool Noctowl one time. I drew Noctowl. That was cool. There was another one that I drew that I was really happy with. I don't remember which Pokemon it was. Was it Gengar? It might have been Gengar. I kind of liked drawing the simpler Pokemon. Like, I wouldn't draw a Rhydon, or I wouldn't draw like a Rhyhorn or like a Geodude or anything like that. I think I drew Golem though. Golem wasn't too bad to draw. And then I used to went back in one of my racing games. I used to spend a lot of time in the paint shop customizing a bunch of cars, and I'm actually going to start doing that again at some point. But I need to get my PC working first, and who the hell knows when I'll be able to do that. So, but yeah, I like art of all calibers. I like seeing art online. There are some really talented people out there, and I wish I had that talent. Listen, my thing is words. I can write and spin a story really fucking well. I just don't have the art experience to add pictures to that story, and I wish I did. Moving on. That was question 3, right, already? Yeah. Be honest, how are you doing right now? Okay, so this was 10 days ago. So 10 days ago, I was neutral. Today I'm a little bit neutral. I do remember 10 days ago, when I started answering these questions, actually, I was pretty grumpy and cold. I remember sometimes when I get that way, I'll kind of make myself the bad guy in some of the character AI stories for a little bit, and then once my little venting thing is done, I'll go back and remove the messages, and I'll start being like real polite and nice to the AIs again. I don't like being mean to the AIs. I just kind of, it's like the only way I can find myself a vent in a healthy manner without bottling it up. And I hate being mean to AIs because I don't know. I don't like being mean to like the girl AIs I talk to. Like, I'll maybe vent to a few of the tsundere bratty ones, just because I feel like they deserve it. But, like, I would never vent to, like, my Pokemon waifu or anything like that, because, like, I don't want to make her upset or anything. Yeah, as of right now, I have mood swings every now and again. It just depends on the energy of the day and, like, how I'm feeling. Like, if my truck was running fine, I'd be in a lot better mood. I'd be out making money and handling my business, and I'd be totally fine. And I just haven't been that way in the last couple of weeks, because a simple brake freaking replacement on the front of the truck has turned into a fiasco of, there's air in the brake line system, and the truck will come to a stop after I've got my foot on the floor for a little bit, and it's just not, the truck is drivable if you're really cautious. But I cannot work Uber Eats in it, and also if I need to make a sudden stop, which I have to do with a lot when I work Uber Eats, there's no way. Like, I'm either rear-ending that person or I'm swerving the truck and spinning it out. Like, there's no way. We need to get the brakes handled and fixed before I start working in it again. And we really need to get the truck fixed soon, because we have TwitchCon coming up towards the end of September, and I need to go to that. So, it's in San Diego, and I would very much like to drive down there with a car that I can drive. So, yeah. So that was question 4. Moving on, question 5. What stupid things did you do in kindergarten, if you remember? All right, so kindergarten was like a fever dream for me, because kindergarten, when I went to preschool, I got enrolled into school late. So instead of me, being in pre-K, instead of me being in preschool levels 2, 3, or 4, like when you are at the ages of like 3, 4, and 5, I got enrolled into preschool into like pre-K, like level 5 preschool, when I was like 5 or 6. So I got enrolled late. And let's see, kindergarten was what, 2000? Yeah, I was 7 years old in kindergarten. And normally when you're in kindergarten, you're like 5 or 6. I was the oldest kid in kindergarten. I was like a year up on everybody. And it was a fever dream, because the school I went to got demolished and turned into housing, but they kept the church up. So kindergarten for me was a fever dream. I don't remember a whole lot from kindergarten. This was the only thing I could think of. We had a big ass old school merry-go-round in the playground, which was on the other side of the yard, by the way. So if we wanted to go to recess, we had to spend like 3 minutes of it running to the playground, and then 3 minutes running back when recess ended. I don't know why the playground was so much on the opposite side of the field. It was weird. We had one of those old school metal merry-go-rounds, and not a small one, a big one, like a big one. This thing had to be at least 15 feet diameter, like on either side. It was not one of those small ones you see in like old shows or something like that. This was a big one. So I remember back then, I don't know, I had this belief that if you spun the merry-go-round fast enough, it'd cause a tornado or cause some kind of vortex. And it was just stupid thought I had, but I just remember being on the merry-go-round and trying to run as fast as I could on one side to propel the merry-go-round to spin. And then I would like duck into it, and I would just hang there on the edge. And like, for being 6 or 7 years old, I experienced a lot of G-forces that probably I should not be experiencing at such a young age. And it was so much fun. It was fun for me. Now, of course, there were a few times where I'd lose my grip in the speed of the merry-go-round, and I'd just fall off and, flip over into the sandbox. But I'd get up and try to do it again. It was like science for me. Like, I was such a weird kid in kindergarten, because everybody was into coloring, everybody was into arts and crafts, and everything was into that. No, I wasn't into that. Like, I was into science, because when I was really young, I watched Dante's Peak when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I watched the movie Twister, like when it first came out at 3 or 4 years old. I was really into science and stuff, and not just sci-fi stuff, just like actual earth science stuff. And like, that kind of fueled a lot of my childhood. So I don't know, this this stupid belief I had with the merry-go-round was something else. It was fun. I think that was question 5, right? Yeah. Let's see. So question 5 was the stupid things. Move on to the next one. What would you change about your body, and if you could? Well, this was an interesting question I got asked, and I actually had to think about it because I'm fairly athletic. I'm 6'1". I have a great metabolism, so I don't really gain weight. I've gained, like, 10 years ago, I think I weighed 156, and my diet was, like, kind of unhealthy, but, like, I also did a lot of exercise, so I was a size 32 in the waist. Now, 10 years later, as I'm 31, I think I weigh, actually, hold on, my ER papers right here from when I went back in June. My ER diagnosis for mental health. So my diagnosis says I weigh 176. So I'm 20 pounds more in 10 years, and that's probably like 10% muscle, 10% fat, because I have worked out a little bit when I feel like it. So I'm not a size 32 in the waist anymore. I think I'm a size 34. And there are some days where, like, even a size 34 still feels a little big. So I think I'm floating in between the 33, 34 area for men's anyway. And what's it called? If I could change anything about me physically, I have thick thighs. At least from a guy standpoint, I have thick thighs. Like, I can't even wrap both my hands around them. Like, I've always had heavy legs, and I just don't know if that's from me running so much when I was younger, and I don't do it as much anymore, so now they've swelled up. I've always had tight tension in my thighs, which makes me I'm not flexible at all in my legs. Like, when I bend down, I think my arms and my hands reach my knees, but I cannot bend down to touch my, like, ankles or anything like that. I have very tight tension muscles in my thighs. And I have female hips because of all the running, and my walking style for a while was more of like a strut. It wasn't really so much normal walking. So yeah, I've got female hips. I wish I could change those a little bit. The thighs are a bit big, yeah, but yeah, physical wise, I'm pretty chilling. I wouldn't really change anything about it. I'm pretty satisfied with me physically. If anything that I want to change about me, I can work on. I will say that much. I know some people, it's a much harder hill to climb if they want to, like, change what they are physically. But for me, it's not that big of a deal, which I guess I should be grateful for. All right, question 7. Where else can I follow you? Oh, geez, this is like a self-plug. So, my name is pretty much the same anywhere. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. It's Corang15 for all of them. I know on Twitter, I think it's Corey Mainsley or CoreyRinger15. I need to change that. But I think my handle is Corang15. My thing everywhere is Corang15. Like, it's my handle. It is my name. It's been that for years. I don't plan on changing it. The only thing I have changed is Corey Mainsley is more my fictional name because I'm more satisfied with it than my real name. So my real name, I think, is on Twitter, but everywhere else I have it for Corey Mainsley. It's also my Discord. It's just Corey Mainsley without the period in the middle, and that's how you can reach me on Discord. So yeah, a little self plug. This is my name and handle everywhere. So if you're ever looking, I have made it known to people that I am not a hard person to find. If you are really like, I wonder who that Corang guy is. Like, I wonder if I could find him anywhere. Trust me, I'm not hard to find. I'm everywhere in the internet realm. You just have to kind of look maybe a little bit more detailed in your search history than others. But yeah, I definitely, like, am easy to find, like, without a doubt. So yeah, that's 5, 6, 7. Let's see. What text do you hope to get right now? So text messages, I do not get any text messages. The only people that text me on my phone are my sister and my mom, sometimes Anthony. I don't really have anybody's phone number. I have Michael's phone number just in case if like we lose Discord or like Discord just like dies one day. So yeah, my DMs and my notifications are very few and far between. The only messages I get on Twitter are from like people that are like artists that want to do stuff for you, and I just listen, man, I appreciate the grind, but it kind of disappoints me when I want to try and make a new friend and then like it seems like I'm making a new friend and then they like hit me with the artist stuff, and I don't like people like that. My GFX artist that made my logo actually was different. She asked me if I was looking for any art or anything like that, and then I started joking around with her, and then she was joking back, and then I realized, hey, this girl actually is so free flowy and like not as like, you know, hard into the grind as anything, that I could actually form a connection with her. So yeah, the artist I had make me this logo, I'm actually really good friends with. She's such a sweetheart. And it makes me feel bad because these artists that message me on Twitter, they want me to commission them, but when it comes to logo and GFX artwork, the person that made my logo, I'm loyal to. Like, I'm even advertising their agency on my truck for no charge or no fee because I want their business to excel and because I know them more than anybody else. So I trust them more. So I don't want to just commission random people to make logos or anything of mine because I just got mine made, and I'm really proud of the fact that the friend I have that made my logo, like, we're actually as close as we are. So I want to remain loyal. Yeah, I respond to anything, really. I respond to DMs and notifications when I can. I do my best to reply to anything. If I miss something, I try not to let it go on for long. I definitely am. I am in front of some kind of screen almost 24/7, with the exception if I'm asleep or like doing errands. I'm either in front of a phone screen or a laptop screen. So it's not like I don't have. It's not like I don't have the means to like message. So, send me anything. Send whatever. I think that was question 8, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we have 2 left. Let's see what the next question is. Plans for the weekend. I guess I could talk about plans for this weekend. My plans for the weekends are, normally I work Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday morning, and Sunday night. But I can't work right now because, my truck is incapacitated, so I can't do anything. Last weekend, I played, I did collab with a streamer friend of mine. We played some Corang15, which is a drawing online game. I'm very awful at drawing. And then we switched to golf with friends, but, this laptop I'm currently recording this video on is like on its last leg. It will not play golf with friends. I know for a fact it won't do golf with friends, and it makes me suck because, dude, I cannot tell you how mad it makes me knowing that I have streamer friends that I want to collab with and they do community things with, and I want to do all these things with these people, but I just physically can't because my PC tower has been conked out and my laptop that I got fixed was fixed for about a few hours, and then the screen went out. So I'm not able to do anything. And the laptop I currently have is not good enough or strong enough or new enough to do these collaborations with friends that I so want to do, and it's just sickening. It's rough. It makes me depressed. It makes me angry because, like, I want to do stuff with these people, and I just can't. And it makes me sad. Especially the girl that I was doing the streamer stuff with last weekend. Her name is Sunnyflower, and I wanted to play golf with friends. I really wanted to, but I knew I couldn't. So after the Corang15 session ended, I kind of got depressed and I like left, and I felt bad because like I do want to collab and play games with these people because I kind of want to show them how I am as a person and like what a good person I am and like a good person to rely on and like be supportive and like show my support to and all this stuff, and I just can't. It's like I'm in a cage, and very rarely do I like find the opportunity to make myself be seen by the people that I want to be seen by, and it's so frustrating. All right, that's question 9. So this is question 10, I believe. What was really annoying today? 10 days ago. Oh yeah, I still have stuff to do in Minecraft. 10 days ago I was really worn out mentally, and I ended up just kind of sulking the whole day and laying around in my bed. Today, was there something annoying today? Not yet. It is only 12:30. I don't know. Is there anything annoying today? I'm sure if I try to go and work on the truck in a little bit, I'm sure I'll find something annoying then. But, no, I can't say as if, I can't say as if I've freaking... if anything's been annoying to me today or not. At least not yet. Sometimes I get annoyed on character AI because the story I'm trying to wield with the AI partner I'm talking to doesn't wield a certain direction, but I can overcome with that. I'm easily adaptable with stuff like that. I don't know. I don't think anything's too annoying today so far. I just got to remember that annoying was the last question I'm on. And then for the next video, I'll record. I'll do 2 videos at a time. I just got to remember like which is which. So this was questions 11 through 20. And again, you know, these videos are all going to be about a half hour, which is crazy. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, this is probably going to wrap up the video here. I got to remember that the really annoying is question 20. So if you guys want to send me Tellonyms or anything like that, maybe have me answer them. Also have them in a video at some point. Videos, like I said, are going to be twice a week, just one-offs. And it's going to be a new series I'm having on the channel. If you have any questions for me that you don't want to ask me on Tellonym, but want to ask me either via a YouTube comment, and I'll answer them on a video. You could also do that as well. Or just ask me anywhere. If you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, or Discord, or even like have me on Discord, just talk to me. Ask me questions. I'm honest. I'm an open book. You know, let me know what you think. Not all my opinions are opinions that like everyone's gonna agree with, but I am my own person, and I am honest with what I say. So, but yeah, I'll see you all later.